Greetings to you viewers. My name is Pastor Yvonne Chipindu as we are still continuing about this new man in Christ, this new man who believes in his God, and this new man who puts all his trust in God. Children of God, we all know that even if you have your wife, you risk for your wife. Why do you risk? Because you love her. You know, risking goes hand in hand with faith and love. So Iwewe, you cannot put all your trust in the God that you do not love. When we love our God, we put our faith in Him. We put all our trust in Him. I need to take you to the scriptures. This is Jesus Christ. We want to read from St. John chapter 14 from verse 1. We all know this verse, but there is something that is so profound that is in that chapter. We need to read from John chapter 14, verse 1. Remember, we are still tackling about this faith issue. So now Jesus is saying to his disciples, do not let your hearts be troubled. You know, just by reading this part, Jesus, when he was talking to his disciples, there is no way he can tell his disciples not to be troubled when all their things are going on well in their lives. I would like to believe that there were some who were sick. I would like to believe that there were some who were unemployed. I would also like to believe that there were also women that were barren, that were following Jesus. But now he goes on to tell them that do not let your heart be troubled. Is it possible? I am not feeling well, but you are telling me not to be troubled. I'm unemployed. But Jesus is telling us that do not let your heart be troubled. Let us continue and read. He goes on to say, you believe in and are dare to entrust and rely on God and also rely on me. So now he's telling us that in that situation that you are, do not be troubled. But what you can only need to do is to rely on God and also in Him. It is not possible, is it? When you are suffering, when you don't have anything in your house, but Jesus is telling you that do not let your heart be troubled. Don't be worried about what you shall eat. This is what He has said. He said, do not be worried about what you shall eat, what you shall put on. So now let us go on to read the scriptures. Why was Jesus telling us not to be worried? He said, in my Father's house, there are many dwelling places. Imagine, children of God, I cannot build a house for strangers. I can only build a house for my children. And when I have even bought that house, maybe as a surprise, I'll tell them that, you know what, my kids, that house has got so many rooms, so many dwelling places. Remember, on top, He had told us to rest, to rely on Him. So now He is addressing to us. He is saying that the reason why I am telling you not to be worried is because you've got so many houses and there were so many rooms in that house for you to dwell in. There is no way He can tell us about a house which has got no food. There is no way He can tell us about the house where we cannot get employment. There is no way He can tell us about the house where the sick are not healed. But because He knows that He is the balanced diet, He knows that He has got everything that one could ever need. So now He's telling us not to be worried, but He will rather be resting in Him. Why? Because in His Father's houses, there are many dwelling places. He's trying to tell us that in any situation that you are, I am able to incorporate you. So children of God, whatever we are facing, there is somebody who has done something for us already. What we only need in order for us to get that is when we rest in Him, is when we rely on Him, is when we believe in Him. Jesus has already worked for us. I need to continue to read with you. And He said, if it were not so, I would have told you. For I am going away to prepare a place for you. So He's saying, if it were not so, if we didn't have any houses to incorporate you, I was not supposed to tell you. I was not going to tell you. But because there is room for you, because we can cater for everything that you need. That's the reason why I'm telling you. So then God goes on to say that I am going to prepare a place for you. You know, when your child is so young, you are going in his room to prepare a place for him to rest. So now Jesus is telling us that whatever you need is already prepared for. Let me just go in that room. Let me go in that house and prepare a place for you so that when you come, you'll be more comfortable. This is what he's telling us. We need to be comfortable in him. Remember, when you are resting, you are comfortable. But when you are not resting, when you have not put your faith in God, you are not comfortable. You are moving around, you are just shaking just like this because but when you are resting, you are still like this, because you are relaxed. Somebody has done something. My pocket is full. I am well, I'm not sick. You know that I am employed, everything is fine. So now Jesus is telling us that in any situation that you are, do not be worried because I've already prepared a place for you. And in my Father's house, there